This is section B-2. Our learning target, I can write conditional statements, their converses, their inverses, and their contrapositives. A conditional statement is kind of an important concept here for our geometry class at this stage. We are looking at what's called an if-then statement. You see a lot of theorems and even some postulates that are if this, then that. If this part is true, then that part is true. So it's a two-part statement. So the first part is called the hypothesis, and the second part is called the conclusion. So we've got the if part, the hypothesis, the then part, the conclusion. One of the things you'll have to do is just take a look at an if-then statement like this one and identify which is the hypothesis and which is the conclusion. So the if part is, if it is sunny outside, then part, then I will ride my bike. So the hypothesis is it's sunny outside. The conclusion, I'll ride my bike. All right, so if it's sunny outside, then I'll ride my bike. Really what it means is if I, in order for me to determine if it's a true statement or a false statement, or if it's, what's going to happen, this part has to be true. And anytime this part is true, then this will be true. So if it's sunny outside, I'm going to ride my bike. That will be a true statement. If you say it's going to be, if it's cloudy outside, if this is the true statement and you look outside and it's cloudy, you can't assume that you're not going to ride your bike. This statement says nothing about a cloudy day or a rainy day. It only says what's going to happen on a sunny day. So if it is sunny outside, yeah, I'm going to ride my bike. If it is rainy out, I may still ride my bike. If it's cloudy, I may still ride my bike. It doesn't mean if this is not true, that doesn't mean this is not true. Not at all. It's only if the hypothesis is true, then the conclusion will be true. So there's a truth value. The conditionals are either true or they're false. And we may say, oh yeah, this is a true conditional. All right. If a conditional is false, then you can find a counterexample. All right. So a truth value means that the conditional is either a true statement or a false statement. Equivalent statements have the same truth value. We're going to start talking about converses, inverses, and contrapositives. So as we look at this, remember, we have a hypothesis, which is the if part, and the conclusion, which is the then part. All right, so the converse does the following. It takes your conditional statement and it flips it. It basically flips the hypothesis and the conclusion. So it takes the hypothesis and makes it the conclusion, and then takes the conclusion and makes it the hypothesis. So if the original statement is, if it is sunny outside, then I will ride my bike, the converse will be, if I ride my bike, then it is sunny outside. The funny thing about this is these two statements are not equivalent because they will not have the same truth value. Let's think about that. If it's sunny outside, then I'll ride my bike. We know this is going to be true. I look outside, it's sunny, hey, I'm going to go ride my bike. Here, just because I ride my bike doesn't mean it's sunny outside. Yeah, I mean, if you see me ride my bike, it could be sunny, but remember, earlier I said if it was rainy, I still might ride my bike. So you might see me riding my bike on a rainy day. So that would make this a false statement and still make this a true statement. Sometimes it's hard to understand that concept, but that's the idea. The hypothesis is true, then the conclusion will be true. Okay, over here, if this is true, this may not be true. If this statement has to be a true statement. So these are not equivalent. Let's look at the inverse. The inverse, we negate both the hypothesis and the conclusion, which means we make them the opposite value. So if it is not sunny outside, then I will not ride my bike. So our original statement is way here at the top. If it is sunny outside, I will ride my bike. The inverse, if it is not sunny outside, then I will not ride my bike. Again, that's not the same truth value as the original statement. This says what's going to happen when it's not a sunny day. This says what's going to happen if it is a sunny day. Okay, if it's not sunny outside, you still may see me ride my bike. So this is not equivalent to the original statement. So the idea here is to say which of these values are the same as the original statement. So far, neither of these are the same as the original statement. But you still have to know how to write the converse and the inverse. So the converse just simply switches the hypothesis and conclusion. The inverse doesn't switch them, but it negates them. You put the not in there. If it's not sunny outside, then I will not ride my bike. The last one I want to talk about is called the contrapositive. Okay, the contrapositive switches both the hypothesis and conclusion, and it negates them. So it sort of does both the converse and the inverse. So it would take the original statement, which again is at the top here. If it is sunny outside, I'll ride my bike. It switches them and negates them. So if I don't ride my bike, then it's not sunny. And that's what it says here. If I don't ride my bike, then it's not sunny outside. Okay, so if you look at that, this actually is a true statement as long as the original statement is true. So the contrapositive and the original statement are equivalent. Because think about the original statement. If it's sunny, I'll ride my bike. So if you don't see me ride my bike today, what conclusion can you make? Well, it mustn't have been sunny, because I definitely ride my bike on sunny days. Again, this says nothing about other days. Okay? But if I didn't ride, you know it wasn't sunny. So if a conditional statement is true, so is its contrapositive. And there's your notes for section B2.